Well, my name is Larissa. I live and work here in Zambrano, Honduras in Jimmy Hughes Ministries. I live there with my husband and my daughter. And I met Dr. Don about 5 months ago when he first came to Honduras to participate in a medical brigade from North Carolina. And back then, he was kind enough to adjust our backs, and what we noticed then is that we always ran out of time to be able to talk to him because he always had something interesting to say about what he was doing. It wasn't just about, fixing us or making us the pain go away. It was about letting us understand why. And shortly after he left, he sent me an email, and I think that was the first thing I appreciated was his attitude towards asking if there was anything he could help us with, if we believed that anything that he does or knows will be helpful to us. And we all met and said, Dr. John wants to come back, and everybody said yes, let him come. And we started arranging for him to come over for 2 weeks, and it has been very good in the sense that we got to hear the reasons why we would get the pains that we get, but it went beyond that. He took the time to prepare classes about subjects that we were interested in, like how to raise healthy kids, how to eat right, and he took kind of like the mystery away from nutrition and exercise, and brought it all down to the basics of how God made us and how we are to trust God's design and God's creation for us to be healthy. I think that we all appreciated that it was practical information that we could start using right away. It wasn't something expensive that you have to, acquire in order to be healthy. And we also appreciated that he had time to answer all of our particular personal questions. As missionaries and as people who serve God, I've noticed in the few years that I've been doing this, and then the few years that I've known God, that we have a tendency of not taking care of ourselves, that we live a life of service in which we give ourselves to others, and it's good that we do that, but I think that we cross a line that we shouldn't cross, in which we start mishandling and mismanaging what God gave us in order to make us effective. And I think the greatest gift that Dr. Don gave us was making us realize that in order for us to fulfill the purpose that God gave us to the fullest, we need to take care of ourselves in wisdom, in common sense, and in trust of the design that God made. And we're super grateful. I believe that he would be a blessing anywhere he goes. He has a very humble attitude. He's not trying to impose what he thinks. He's not trying to own all information. When he doesn't know something, he tells you, I don't know, but he can point in the right direction. I think he will be beneficial to any organization because he blends in well with how the organization works. He is very low maintenance, very low key, but also very sociable. Wherever he goes, he makes friends. Everywhere he went, he was quickly involved with people. I think he's very respectful of culture, and he's very respectful of the protocol, and I think that's very admirable in any person because it shows a humble spirit and a teachable spirit also. So I want to say thank you on behalf of all the staff in Jimmy Hughes Ministries for the time that he spent away from his family, and pray that God continues to use him to the fullness of his capacity, and living as the example of what he preaches, I think is the most powerful thing that we saw. So God bless you, Dr. Don. Thank you very much.